Okay, fishing rods. Same discussion, same information as I talked to you about reels. Rods are the same thing. Rods are determined by length or size. Okay, so the absolute standard that everybody should have as their first rod is a 7-foot spinning rod. Okay, that's about the only thing that is the same between these two fishing rods. Okay, again, we talk about this rod went with the $50 reel. This is a $50 rod. This rod went with the $200 reel. It's a $150 fishing rod. Okay, and if you look at this, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see all this thing in a tape. One of the things that you're going to notice is the fact that this $50 rod has less guides on it than the $150 rod. You guys see that okay? Okay, and basically what that does, that allows the line to move along the guides much smoother and much safer, and much less opportunity for it to get hung up or overload the rod and potentially break the fishing rod. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, fishing rods are determined by what they call power and flex. So again, like when we talked about with the reels, a 3000 Shimano is not the same as a 3000 Penn. Okay, in line capacity and weight and size and all that stuff. The generality of the fishing rod is that what we use with the 3000 reels is what we call a medium fast rod. And what that means is that the tip of the rod, okay, when it bends, okay, bends from here up basically. So they call that fast. All right, and if it was a medium, it would start to bend down here. Okay, and a medium heavy, it would be to here, and more like that. So that would be the fast. You need the fast here because you're throwing things like a small lure, you're throwing things like a small shrimp bait, okay, something small, something light, and you need to have that flex that will be able to let you toss that lure out there. Okay, so fast is the way to go. All right, and the medium part is the part what they call the power, and that comes from the base. Okay, so both of these rods have the same action. Okay, they also have the same power rating, so they're both medium fast rods. But if you took these things and you bent one here, okay, you're going to see that this. We can try to compare this. You're going to see. You can see where the blue one is bending a little bit more. This has actually got a faster action than this. And what that means to you is the fact that if you throw hard, you would have a tendency to go to this rod because you can put more power to it. Where in fact, if you don't throw hard, you would have a tendency to go to a rod like this. And this would be an easier rod to throw than this with the same amount of effort put in. Now, the other thing that's really interesting here is that we have a tremendous amount of competitive female anglers. Right? Female angler does not necessarily use the same rod as her counterpart. Okay, my wife is an example. I throw a medium fast rod, okay, all day. She throws an extra fast because she's got a little bit. She's 5'2", okay, and tiny, and she needs a little extra oomph to be able to get the lure out there. So in fact, that she takes the rod with a slightly different flex than I do. And as you get further along in the selection of rods and reels, you will find that some manufacturers work better for you than others. Some lines work better for you than others, and that becomes much more of a personal preference. In my family, I throw a St. Croix rod all day, and my wife throws a G. Loomis because she likes it, and I like mine. And that's the way it is. So, it becomes a personal thing. Rods particularly are not things that you want to buy online. You want to go to the tackle shop. You want to feel them. You want to feel how they flex. You want to feel if they're comfortable to you. And if you check with some of our sponsors, some of the people like at the Fishing Shack, okay, Hammock Tackle. Those guys know their stuff, and they can help you select the right rod and reel combination. So one other thing before we move off this is, again, lady anglers, they have a tendency to prefer a much shorter butt because they have a much shorter distance between the wrist and the elbow. So where it's a guy, that's perfect for Chuck, okay? Pat, on the other hand, has got this thing sticking out about 6 inches when she fishes this rod, and it's not comfortable for her, so she leaves my stuff alone, okay? So that's kind of it. This is one in a series that we're doing for our members, so make sure that you keep checking us out on our social media stuff. I just heard we're starting our own YouTube channel, and hopefully this will be on it. If in fact you have any other questions, I'm an easy guy to get a hold of. Don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call. You can get all my information, all my contact information off of the Chuck line. Thank you all. Hey, I hope you've really enjoyed the 2 segments we did on inshore rod and reel selection. Hope you've had an opportunity to take a look at them. I wanted to take a minute and kind of tie up any loose ends that we might have had in those 2 segments. And the first one would be budget. We talked about $50 rods and $50 reels, and we talked about $150 rods and $200 reels. Understand that you can buy tackle all over. The $50 reel that I showed you is actually a $100 reel that I bought at the Gander going out of business sale. And that reel happens to have a very nice drag system on it. And it's a great reel for 50 bucks. And it ain't a bad reel for 100 either. When you start to look at the more expensive stuff, the rod that goes with it too is a custom rod that I bought at an auction. And I happened to be the highest bidder, and I bought 2 of those rods for 100 bucks. Really nice product. That being said, when you go out to buy your first rod and reel, and remember that that's what this is all about. This is the first shot out of the box. And as you get further along, you're going to refine what you buy to better fit the way you throw, the way you retrieve, how you actually fish. Okay, so going in first time out of the box, I would say that you really need to look to spend maybe somewhere between $150 to $200 to get something decent. Okay, and for that $150 to $200, you should get a really decent combination that you can use for an extended period of time. Okay, so look at that again. Try to stay away from the big box people. Try to go to the local tackle shops. Those guys really know what products that most guys and girls use in our marketplace here. So if you can do that, that would be great. And finally, kind of to wrap the whole thing up, again, don't forget that all of the nomenclature and the numbers and everything that we talked about, the 3000 series reels and the medium flex and the fast flex rods, all of those are generalities. So before you buy, you need to touch and feel those things and make sure that those products are comfortable for you. So as you go out and buy, again, use our local tackle shops if at all possible. And as I said in previous segments, I'm an easy guy to get a hold of. If you have a question, don't hesitate to call. And finally, take a look at the Facebook Marketplace. We've had a number of people buy products on the Facebook Marketplace. If you see something that interests you and you want me to look at it, by all means just shoot me a note and